Antjony Joshua, where do we start? To be co-promoters when you're a voluntary challenger, guess what? I said give it them. Let them be co-promoters. All is really in your court.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't.
Tyson Fury vs. Antjony Joshua seems to be coming to an end. Most people are saying AJ is ducking or the fight is boring. Eddie Hearn seems to be very disappointed with Tyson Fury's approach to this whole situation. Eddie Hearn would say, "You can't come out and say the fight is off, it's off the table, blah blah blah." Tyson Fury has been saying a lot of things, trashing Antjony Joshua and saying the fight would be off, the contract was not signed Monday, which obviously it's over the deadline. Before we get further into content, make sure to leave a like and make sure to subscribe to see more content like this. An article from The Independent would highlight the former cruiserweight champion Johnny Nelson would say Tyson Fury is on the verge of being called the boy who cried wolf. Tyson Fury has said multiple times that he would retire after fighting against Dillian Whyte, but then would say he would come back if Usyk pays him £500 million to fight. Then Tyson Fury decided he would take on Antjony Joshua before Oleksandr Usyk. After being in the talks with Antjony Joshua's team, Tyson Fury would say Antjony Joshua has until Monday, September 26th to sign the contract and the fight December 3rd. But the contract did not get signed, and Tyson Fury would say the fight is off. Former cruiserweight champion Johnny Nelson would say, "It's got to stage now, where both parties have said I want this fight. And if this fight doesn't happen, the buck stops with the fighters," Nelson told the PA news agency. The independent article would continue to state, "Will the fight happen? Tyson Fury is slowly losing verbal credibility because of things he is saying and not saying. You could laugh and joke at it at first and say, you know Tyson, it is a good that he is not retired, but now the things that he's saying are riling the hopes of the nation. To say the big fight is happening and then to say I have changed my mind now. It's not happening because they didn't do it on the day I wanted to do it on. Now there's backlash coming against him because people are starting to see he's like the boy who cried wolf." Eddie Hearn would be interviewed by Behind the Gloves and would say this.
Firstly, when we agreed terms for this fight, it took us over a week to receive a contract back from Queensberry. I don't even mind that. I'm not moaning about that because it's a very complex fight and it's one of the biggest fights in the world. When we received that contract, it was all over the place, right? It was nowhere near being any kind of situation that we could be close to signing. We have not had that contract for 14 days, like he said. Secondly, over the next week, we all worked tirelessly. We had a number of calls, meetings, Zoom calls to try and get the contract in some kind of shape. On Monday, just gone, we sent Queensberry our final draft of the contract with our final comments. He then came out on the same day and said, "The fight's off, you're a pussy, I'm not taking this fight, I'm moving on." Okay. George sort of said, "Look, let me talk to him, let me get to where we are." Yesterday, we received back Queensberry's comments on our final comments, which are being reviewed at the moment. Now, this is 2 days after him saying the fight's off, it's not happening. We carried on, right? And then he pops up today and says, "Sign a contract today." When we send a final draft that's ready to sign and we get a load of comments back, it's not ready to sign, okay? So they have to be reviewed and we go from there. So we're all willing to go through the process to get this fight signed. You have to remember, whilst AJ's the challenger, we're accepting the smaller split, we understand. He's not just a regular opponent. He has a number of huge commercial broadcast deals. When Fury says all the broadcast deals are agreed, they're not agreed, but it's certainly going well, right? When he says you can be involved in everything, no, that's not what the contract said, right? We don't have any say, especially a final say, in any of these deals, which is a major problem for us, bearing in mind AJ's commercial contract. So I haven't actually got anything negative to say about, Queensberry have done this and Frank, and I don't think they could either. It's just Tyson Fury.
This is what Tyson Fury had to say.
Antjony Joshua, where do we start? So the deadline was Monday. Frank Warren asked me and convinced me to let it carry on for another couple of days. Today's Thursday. And even though I knew you wouldn't sign this contract, I allowed Frank to continue doing meetings with your team and your broadcasters and all that. Now we have BT DAZN, and ESPN all on the same page. They are happy with everything. They're all happy, ready to rock and roll. You guys asked for a lot of stuff. You wanted to be co-promoters when you're a voluntary challenger. Guess what? I said give it them. Let them be co-promoters. You wanted full transparency, even though you are not an equal shareholder in this party. Do you know what I said? Give them full transparency. I've got nothing to hide. I'm not trying to rob anybody. I've never robbed anybody of a penny in my life. So now you've got full transparency. Everything's clean and fair. Now, Joshua, the ball is really in your court, son. Everybody is done. If you're a man, and if you've got any sort of dignity and pride about you, you'll get this contract signed today. This is it. There is no more days, weeks, months. You've had the contract now for over 2 weeks, and you still haven't signed it. Show the public that you're really a big coward, that I know you are, and don't sign it. I don't care either way. If you sign it or you don't, it makes no difference to me at all. You're a beaten man, and I'm a world champion. I'm chucking you a massive bone, but I know I can punch your face in, so I'm willing to give you an opportunity. There's nothing more to do. Everyone is happy. Get your team onto mine. They will be available all day, like they've been available for the last 2 weeks.
All in all, this fight just doesn't seem like it's going to happen. Tyson Fury seems to be rushing this contract process, but at the same time, Antjony Joshua's team could be asking for ridiculous things, seeing how Tyson Fury is the champ and Antjony Joshua has lost his last 2 fights. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe. Also, make sure to click the video in the middle of the screen. That should take you to a video where I talk about Antjony Joshua's possible next opponent. I'll see you over there.